There's a scripture that I live by with astrology. There's a couple of them. One is, let no man judge you neither meat nor drink or the sabbaths or the new moons, which are a shadow of things to come. The new moons are a shadow of things to come. They're very predictive. If you add them to the other two witnesses, which is the transit Saturn and the new moon, the progress moon, those are the three witnesses I use to predict events. In your case, you have two witnesses already. The progress moon and transit Saturn, both witnessing against your chart. Every time the new moon moves into that position, it's the third witness. And it will do it over the months because it's going to go through each sign every month. When they both, or three, all of them combine, it's very high probability something will happen. I can predict something pretty accurately if I see it happen. I need to watch over you, quite frankly. You're going to not like this because you're a real standalone guy. But I want to watch over you over the next few months to get you through this aspect. It's going to be a long one because Saturn's going forward, backward, back and forward. It's retrograding, we call it. And it's something you need to be really careful about your health and about injury to your body, about teeth and bones, okay? I mean, don't do like me. I got a broken tooth. I can't go to a dentist now. There's no way to get to one. They're all closed down. And so I'll deal with it, you know. Maybe pull it myself. So.
When the three witnesses line up, is it always bad or is it ever good?
It can be very good, but it's setting up the reason. Yeah, the reason, and it's not about bad and good. It's not so much that, it's being aware. Like the reason it can be critical is because it's sitting on your cross. The cross will crucify you. It's what it does. Okay, I have a grand cross when I was born in my chart. So I've suffered a lot in life, okay? But I've also learned how to transcend it, okay? And that's something that you'll get from my book. There's a way around all this stuff. If it was all unalterable, if it was all fated to the ends, because, you know, I live by a faith, which, you know, for me it works, and that is faith in good, you know, and I'm not one to, if I go through trials or testing, I've learned how to deal with those trials and tests in a way that I can transcend them or transform them. We all have that capacity. You do particularly because you have Jupiter rising. You know, there's a quality of, I can't say the word saintliness, but there's something in you that's divine, very powerful. Having Jupiter rising in the east and setting with Uranus means that you have an unconventional view of religious ideas. You have an unconventional way of seeking truth. If there's a conspiratorial thought out there, you'll look at it. You see what I'm getting at? That because there's part of you that wants to look far underneath the surface of things, and not just take what they say. And so let's say whether it's John F. Kennedy's assassination or if it's coronavirus theories, you know, you're going to be on top of those. And you're going to believe that they're real. And that's not that they might be, but you're going to have much more interest in that than most people. So, you know, I tune you into conspiratorial stations on the internet. You'll enjoy them, you know. That's where you like it. That's part of your nature. So, you know, you've got an unusual way of looking at things, and especially religious ideas and stuff.
I don't buy into all the conspiracy theories, but I like to read different opinions from unbiased sources. I feel like every news channel gives us, you know, their own bias. I want just the facts, and then kind of discover what's going on behind all that stuff.
Yeah, that's who you are. Yeah, you make great detective. You know, that would have been a great calling for you. Police, detective work, whatever. That's something you should have been involved in. So, anyway. So here's the thing. We want to get you through the next few months, okay? I really want you to be cautious. I want you to take a bottle of alcohol with you when you go somewhere. I want you to clean your hands continually. Keep them away from your face like I've been doing here. You know, but do all those things. Take all the risk out of your life as you can. And, you know, when you're driving, be very cautious. Don't speed. Take your time. You know, this also can get you in trouble with the law, these aspects. You know, Mars and Saturn are the law. Saturn is limits, okay? It's the speed limits. It's all those things. It defines everything. And Mars, you know, will use force to stop you if it has to. Or you'll create the force by hitting something. You know, so I just want to, you know, it's not easy to give readings like this. I mean, I don't play games with this. I've been doing it for 50 years. You know, I'm 80 years old, and most of my years I've been doing this. And I've learned so much over the years. And, you know, I want to counsel, but I don't want to put fear out there, but I want to put caution.
So, yeah, no, I can handle it. Shoot it straight.
Okay. So, you know, the other thing is that what I want to do is I'd like to have Deanne checking your chart as we move along, okay? Because you really can help see these aspects and these new moons and see where when they're moving into those positions. The thing that's going to change the most over the months is the new moon's position. And you know, with this chart that I use and this technique I have, you can jump from new moon to new moon to new moon every month. You can go 6 months forward or 6 months back, or you can go 1 month back and forth. The main thing is we want to keep an eye on him and make sure that he's not under more stress. The other side of this, I can say to you, Deanne, is these months ahead, and maybe even now, have been challenging for you. And I don't mean to get involved in your marriage, but he's under a lot of stress. He's got to be feeling it even if he isn't experiencing it yet. You see what I'm saying? The dynamics as within, how's it, as above, so below, as within, so without. These energies translate down into consciousness. And so, you know, it's just an extraordinary combination of influences that have lined up in this chart. And they don't happen very often. From both be there at 28-year cycles, both of them to climb up on top of this cross at this time in life, with these dangers outside of us, requires a high degree of caution and circumspection. We need to be careful. So I don't want to keep dwelling on that. There's several other things in the chart I wanted to bring to your attention. And let me go back to that I want to share with you. Saturn is at 25 Capricorn by transit, which is what I told you earlier. It's making a really good aspect to Neptune at 29 Sag. And that, it's not always easy one to define, but it brings the ability for you to work a great transformation in your own belief systems. Neptune rules your beliefs. Neptune rules religion in total, in terms of defined religion of the Catholic Church and all that stuff, which you're not into, and I'm not either. But what it does is it brings the ability to redefine your own belief systems over this period of time. And it's also a time when you can go within and you can...
Hey, Ron, we're cutting out again. We're gonna call you on speakerphone from the phone.
On the phone?
Missing, it's starting to cut out. We're missing every other word.
Oh.